Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Hashem cries out 3 times at night. That was on Gimel Amud Aleph. We learned. Then you have the story of the ruins, where Rabbi Yossi davened in the ruins. What first thing is, don't go into a ruin. Second thing is, don't. You do have to travel you have to daven when you're traveling, and you have to daven a shorter version of Shemona Esrei so that you don't get disturbed. And then what Hashem says when Klal Yisrael answers Yehei Shmei Rabbah, which is the same thing that he says when he cries out at night. That was Amud Aleph. Amud Beis is, why do we need 3 reasons not to go into the ruins, right? There was 3 reasons, and it discusses why you need all 3. And then there's this disagreement whether there are 3 watches at night or 4 watches, meaning not watches, wrist watches, meaning over at night, which there's watches that went on the Beis Hamikdash, and there's those that went on that in the upstairs up there. Yeah, don't talk in front of a dead person. And David HaMelech sleep schedule, and then that's what we're going to start now. Is, did David HaMelech know the exact time of chatzos or not, as opposed to Moshe? And then we discussed the advisors to David. So basically, we had this kasha: is it possible that David HaMelech knew what time chatzos was, and Moshe Rabbeinu did not know? So the first teretz seems to be saying that David and Moshe both didn't know. Right? Moshe only knew because that the wind came and started blowing the kinnor, so that's how he knew what time chatzos was, and that's when he got up. But he didn't know about it either. Now we start Dalav and Aleph by about 7 lines down. Rabbi Zeir Omar, yeah. I can't hear anybody talking. I guess everybody muted. Fine.
Yeah, by the dot.
Okay, yeah. So Rabbi Zeir Omar, Moshe Olam Haba Yoda. Moshe really did know what time chatzos was. But David Nami Havayod, and David also knew what time chatzos was. Given the David Havayod kinor lamalei, so since David knew about it, what did he need the kinor for? Mishnah say that he just needed an alarm clock to wake him up from his sleep. But given the Moshe Havayod lamalei lemember ki chatzos, if Moshe knew what time chatzos was, why do you say ki chatzos like chatzos? So Moshe Kasavar Shema Yitu Anstagine Pare. Maybe the Pare's sorcerers would make a mistake. Moshe Badayu, and they would say that Moshe is a liar, meaning Moshe is going to say exactly when chatzos is, and Moshe is going to say at chatzos is when the nisim are going to start, and the advisors are going to have a different calculation when that is, and then they're going to say Moshe is a liar. You should always teach your tongue to always say I don't know. Because if you say you do know when you really don't know, then you're going to get stuck into a web of lies, and you're not going to be able to get yourself out of it. Right? The best answer to give is the hardest, and the best answer to give is I don't know. Right? That's Reb Zeira's teretz. So Reb Zeira is saying that they both knew about it. Really, what happened is that Moshe was talking on the 13th night, going into the 14th. Tleisa means 13. Nagi, the evening, Arbesa, going into the 14th day, right, which is Erev Pesach. That's what Moshe was saying this thing. This is what Moshe told Klal Yisrael. Amar Kadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem is saying, L'machar kechatzos alayla, tomorrow night, meaning Pesach by night, ki ha'idna, at the same time as chatzos tonight, on the Yotze B'Seich Mitzrayim, then I'm going to go within Mitzrayim and take the Yidden out. So basically what he's saying is that ki doesn't mean like chatzos, it doesn't mean ki like around chatzos, which is what we've been translating it out till now. Ki chatzos means like the chatzos of tonight. Yeah? Good? Fine. Now we have continue some Agadata with David HaMelech. David Shomra Nafshi Ki Chasid Ani. The pasuk says, watch my nefesh because I'm a chasid. Levi Rabbi Yitzchak Chadam or Kacham or David Lefnei Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Levi and Rabbi Yitzchak, the Gemara doesn't say who holds what. Each one had an opinion of exactly what David was telling Hashem. Levi Rabbi Yitzchak Chadam or Kacham or David Lefnei Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Ribbono Shalom like chasid ani. Shekol Machi Mizrach U'Maariv Yeshenim Ad Shal L'Shos. Am I not a chasid? Because all the kings sleep to 3 hours. And I get up at chatzos in order to praise you. That's one opinion. That's why David HaMelech thought he was a chasid. V'idach kach amar David l'fnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is what Dovid said to Hashem. Rebbeinu Shalom, Loi Chasid ani, am I not a Chasid? Shekol Malchi Mizrach Maariv, all the kings of the east and the west. Yoshvim Agudis B'Kfaidam, they're all sitting in lounges, I guess, whatever, groups, and enjoying themselves. Vani Yadim Elachlachas Bedam, Ubeshvir V'Shilya. My hands are dirty with blood and uteruses, and not uterus, what do you call it, placentas and afterbirths, kedei latar isha lebaila, in order to be able to paskin these shilas for women. Meaning basically saying I'm a king, so it's below my dignity to do these things. Somebody told me in Yeshiva Rockaway this morning, a guy that gives a shir, Daf Yomi Berachos, Moshe Feinstein, in the Hakdama, says that Dovid HaMelech didn't have a choice to paskin, because Ramesh says one of the reasons why he started paskening was because if you know how to paskin, then you are required to paskin. You don't have a choice. So that's why Dovid HaMelech had to do it, even though be'etzem it was below his dignity to paskin. He's a king. Should have had somebody else do it. Right?
That he only held the paskin.
Yeah, because it was somebody else to do it.
You had a Abbas and you had
what? No, but
I'm saying you had.
Yeah, but if he knows how to do it, so we're gonna see a Gemara later also that Dovid HaMelech, the halacha is always like Dovid HaMelech. So yeah, so this guy was trying to say that's why talking about me, I have to paskin. I said no, that ain't the case. That is not the case. Anyways, yeah, there's nobody to paskin, but I'm not really for it either. I just.
It says right after he went to Mipi Baishas, he still went to Mipi Baishas.
Correct. So that's the next mile.
I'm saying so he had people that he had other people.
Right, but he was the top. He was the top.
Even though he went to Michigan.
Yes, but then he was humble on top of that. Right. So that's one reason. One reason I was below his dignity. So the reason, whatever. That's one. He was a Chasid because he did these things. Anything I do, I ask advice from Mipi Baishas. Mipi Baishas Rebbe. Rebbe Yafa Dadi. I'm not embarrassed, even though I'm the king. I go to Mipi Baishas and I ask him if I'm correct or not. I'm Rabbi Shua Breder of Edi Micro. What's the pasuk that says? Is I speak about your laws with neged malachim, and I'm not embarrassed. Tana Lami Baishas. His name was not Mipi Baishas. Ela Ish Baishas. His name was Ish Baishas. V'lama Nikra Shmei Mipi Baishas. Why is the name Mipi Baishas? He would embarrass David in halacha, because David would have to ask him, and he would tell David that he's wrong. So because David embarrassed himself, because of that, he had a grandchild named Kilav. His name wasn't Kilav. Ela Daniel Shemai, his name was Daniel. Why was his name Kilav? Because he used to embarrass Mipi Baishas and halacha, meaning he was good enough to fight Mipi Baishas in his psakim. And that's what Shlomo said in his Chachma, B'ni im Chacham libcha yismach libi gam ani. If you're smart, then my heart will be happy about it. My son is smart, and I'm happy about it, and he's able to answer with sharp words. Fine. So that's we have that about David and Mipi Baishas. But David, Mikar than Ashrei Chasid, did David call himself a Chasid? That's the song of the night. Yeah, I haven't heard anybody on the old Daf have the songs of the.
Very
have a
good.
nigga. Maybe we should do that. Yeah,
That's a new. That's
a new one. Nobody thought of. Yes. So on the top of the word lula, there are dots. Right? There's a few words in the Torah that have that. So lula has it. Lula hamanti lirois b'tov Hashem be'eretz chaim. Would it be that I will see the good from Hashem? That's what Dovid HaMelech is saying. Tana Mishmid Rabbi Yossi, Lama Nokad al Lula. Why are there Nekudas on Lula? Meaning the way you translate Lula hamanti lirois b'tov Hashem be'eretz chaim is that David is saying, I would have faith in Hashem that I'm going to see good things. But what Rashi says is the dots on top of the lula are limiting the confidence that David HaMelech had that he's going to see good things from Hashem. So Amar David L'fnei Kadosh Baruch Hu, Ribbon Shalom, Muftach ani b'cha, or Bach, she'ata mishalim schar tov l'tzadikim, lasid lavei. I have full faith that you're going to give tzaddikim schar in the next world. Aval eini yodea im yesh li chelik b'neihem im loy im lav. I don't know if I'm going to be part of that. Shema yigrim hachet, because perhaps I sinned, and the sin takes away from the haftacha, from the you gave me, that I'm going to get schar in the next world. The Rav Yaakov bar Idi, Rami, right? He Rami he had a stira. Says, that's Hashem talking to Yaakov Avinu. He said, I am with you, and I'm going to watch you wherever you go. But Uksiva, Yira Yaakov Ma'id, when Esau was getting ready to attack Yaakov, so Yaakov got very scared. Amar Shem Yugram Chet, meaning, why did Yaakov get scared? Hashem told him he's going to be with him and watch him. So what are you getting scared of? That Esau is going to come start up with you, right? Elamai, Yaakov Avinu also was afraid that he did a chet, and therefore he's not going to be right for Hashem saving. Kidatanya, Ad Yavar Amcha Hashem, Ad Yavar Amzul Kanisa. That's in, we say in Az Yasha, Ad Yavar Amcha Hashem Zubiya Rishayna. That's the first time they came into Israel with Yeshua ben Nun, which they had a lot of nisim. Ad Yavar Amzul Kanisa Zubiya Shnia. That's when they had to come later on in the second base of Mikdash, or the Bayis Sheni? Which one was it? Ezra, right? So that was in Ezra's times, and then they needed, like Rashi says, they needed Achashverosh and Kurush and Daryavish, the second Daryavish. They needed their permission, so it wasn't so simple like it was by Yeshua ben Nun. Mikanam Rachamim Ruyim Ha Yisrael Liyasis Lem Neis B'Mei Ezra Giderech Shenas Lem Lehem B'Mei Yeshua ben Nun. They really should have had a nace to them, but like they had by Yeshua ben Nun, Ela Shegaram Achet, but they did a chet, so therefore they were not allowed to. Now, what was the chet? I'm not exactly sure what. Anybody have an opinion, or anybody know what the chet is that they did? Klal Yisrael? Could be they just didn't want to go to Eretz Yisrael. If anybody has, speak up.
Right? That was the whole thing with the Levium. They couldn't get Maceration because a lot of them didn't come back.
Okay, I don't know.
I'm saying maybe that's totally.
Yeah. Okay.
They were married to a lot of goyim those days also.
You think that's what it was?
That's what it makes it now because
Hashem decreed it. That's because of the sins they had committed during the first temple area.
It doesn't say what the sins were, though.
No, it says Rashi to cite the
here.
Lamed Ches.
No, but the whole
Okay.
Asar Yuchsin was talking about all the people that Ezra was trying to be Makar over there. There were a lot of people they were there's a lot of intermarriage. You hear me?
I hear. Mesa, maybe that it was. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, maybe. Okay, anyways,
Did
that's
you
the
know
end
that
of the...
Daniel lived for, well, according to this Gemara, Daniel was well over 400 and something, probably almost 500
So I don't know, is that the same Daniel?
I'm trying to look it up here.
I don't know if that's the same Daniel or not. Okay, that's the Agadata. Yeah, now we start with regular Gemara. There's a lot of important halacha here now. Abba, you with us?
Yeah, we're about to turn the page.
We're about to turn the page. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so, yeah, ad chatzos. So Chachamim say until chatzos, right? There were three opinions in the mission of when you could say Shema until. There was chatzos, and then there was the Chachamim say chatzos, and there's Rebbe Eliezer, and then who was the other one? Shmuel Gamliel. Or it was chatzos, alois, or after the first mishmar. So Chachamim command Tziyula. Now where's chatzos? Chatzos seems to be nowhere. Who do they go like? Ika Rebbe Eliezer, Svirulu, Lamer Rebbe Eliezer. If they hold like Rebbe Eliezer, right, that he says the end of the first Hashmura, right, which would be either 3 hours into night or 4 hours into night. So then why don't they just say Rebbe Eliezer? Ve'i, Karab and Gamliel, Svirulu, and if they hold like Rebbe Gamliel, so then Laimru, Karab and Gamliel, why don't they just say like Rebbe Gamliel? Meaning, why the Gemara just assumes that they didn't have their own opinion of chatzos, because chatzos doesn't really make sense, because it's not bedtime anymore, chatzos, right? People are sleeping way before that, so it can't be that's a zman. And if it's not a zman, and you say that it should be later than bedtime, it's going to go a whole night. Where do you draw the line?
It's not calculated the hours of the night.
Not what?
It's not calculated the hours of the night.
No, but meaning it if you're dashing the pasuk of v'shachbecha when you go to sleep. So what's chatzos? Now, if it was Bizman Azeh, then maybe Taka Chatzos would be a bedtime. But back then it was not. So nobody's assuming that the Gemara is not assuming that the Chatzos would be Zman. Right? So that's the question. La'ilam, so the Gemara says the second line down. La'ilam, Rebbe Gamliel, Svirulu, really, they held like Rebbe Gamliel, and it's a whole night. Why did they say ad Chatzos? In order to distance you from Avera. This is an important Gemara right now. It is Negeya tonight. Kedetanya, Chachamim asu siyag l'devreim. The Chachamim made a fence to their words. Kedei shelo yeh adam bamin asada be'erev. So a person shouldn't come from the field in the evening. Va'aymer eilech lebeis. I'm going to go home. Va'aychol kima, and I'll eat a little. Kima means little. Ve'eshta kima, and I'll drink a little. Ve'ishan kima, and I'll sleep a little. Ve'achakach ekra kriya shema v'spal. Then after that, I'm going to read Shema, and then I'm going to daven Chetaf Teishin, and then he's going to be grabbed a hold by sleep. V'nimtza yashin kol halayla, and then he went to sleep for the whole night. I'm sure we all are familiar with something like this happening. Aval Adam, what should it be? Aval Adam bamen asada be'erev nichnas lebeis hakneses. Don't even go home. Go straight to shul. Imragel likras kaira. If he learns, then learn. Imragel lishana is shina. Or if it's likras means to. It could be either daven or can learn whatever it is that you're going to do. You do your religious needs, right? And then kaira kriya shema b'spalo. Then you read Kriya Shema, then you daven, eat bread, and then you say Birchas Hamazon, and then anybody who's over on Chachamim is chayiv misa. Right? This is the derabanan here. So how come here all of a sudden it's telling you that you're chayiv misa for the derabanan? Right? So but here, what is here? It's so strict and says you're chayiv misa. I mean, all it's saying is you're being chayiv misa because you went home to eat first. So the Gemara answers, maybe it's either because we want you to stay away from this very common occurrence that could be, which is that you'd fall asleep. Since everybody knows that Maariv is a reshus, it's not a chiyuv, so therefore people are going to take it not too serious. So Gemara is telling you that it is a chiyuv. What? You fell asleep.
No, is it he's not. If it's an einus, he shouldn't be.
Well, yeah, I think he would be.
If it's an einus,
you could be. It's a pshia a little bit maybe, but he didn't want to fall asleep because he didn't want to fall asleep. The mice didn't want to fall asleep.
He could be chayiv misa for einus.
Yeah, so it's irresponsible. It's irresponsible.
So it's not an einus.
Yes, that's yeah. You can't be chayiv. You're not doing anything wrong. It's a bittul of a mitzvah.
Right. So then what is it? What's
so,
saying you're chayiv misa?
Because it's trying to tell you that on a derabanan you're chayiv misa. When you're over on gedarim from the derabanan, you're chayiv misa. That's what it's trying to tell you.
You weren't there in the derabanan because of the einus.
Right. It's interesting because for the deraisa, because you didn't read Kriya Shema. Let's say you fell asleep and you didn't read Kriya Shema. So that's a deraisa. You're not chayiv misa for not reading Kriya Shema. But for the derabanan part, you are chayiv misa. Right. That is the chiddush here. That's why the rabbanans are a scary thing to deal with. Yeah. So this Taisus is very important. The Kaira Kriya Shema Muspal, top right Taisus. Mikan mashma shemisha shegias man Kriya Shema shalayla. From here it's mashma that once it becomes the proper time to read Kriya Shema around Shkia or a little later, shalayla she'ein le'lecho suda at sheyikra Kriya Shema v'yispal arvus. You can't eat until you read Kriya Shema and you daven Maariv. So tonight, were you able to break the fast before you daven Maariv? Right?
Technically, or according to this?
According to this, this is the way we paskin. You cannot daven. You cannot eat supper before you daven Maariv.
You can make fast.
You could take some snack, but you can't sit down to a meal. If you're not washing, then maybe. But that's why tonight you should have davened Maariv before you break the fast. Right? The Maisa, we have the Shaila every night. Right? We have the Shaila every night that you have to daven Maariv first. So in the summer it's not a problem because you're eating supper before night. But in the winter it's a problem. Right? And the Shulchan Aruch paskins like this. I didn't send out a copy of the Shulchan Aruch. What?
Did you have a set schedule?
Oh, so 1 second. So the Iker Din is that you have to daven first. The Maisa, we're Mekel, because if you have a set time to daven, meaning in the old days, there was no minyana for Maariv all night. You daven Maariv within 15, 20 minutes, half hour after Shkia, and if you miss that, the game was over. And then if you go home and don't daven Maariv, you fall asleep, you're going to forget about it. But nowadays, that there's 10 o'clock minyan, 9 o'clock minyan, 8:30s, whatever, all over town. So that's going to set yourself as a reminder. However, tonight that may not work because tonight everybody davens early. So you may not have that same reminder as other nights. Also by a wedding. So people
but you were allowed to eat the night before you daven Maariv.
Why are you saying that? Why?
I'm-
Based on this Gemara, you can't. You got to daven Maariv first. Right? So we
Better to
don't.
daven
You're right.
b'yechidus?
Is it better to daven b'yechidus? No. So that's the heter. The place can bring that the heter that you don't have to daven Maariv first thing right when you get home is because we have set times to daven Maariv. So that acts as a reminder. But theoretically, if you don't have set times, or if you're out of town and they don't have late minyanim, then yes, absolutely, you would not be allowed to eat supper before you daven Maariv. So the practical case that we have to deal with is by weddings, right? Once you had a wedding, you're spending your whole night by the wedding. If you gonna wash before, then you may forget the Maariv. There's no set Maariv, right? You can't rely on that. There's going to be a minyan there, so that would be a problem, right?
Oh, interesting.
But yeah, so that me'ikar adin, that we rely on that there's set minyanim. Other than that, if you don't have that, then really the halach is that you. What?
Has a question. He raised his hand.
Go ahead.
Nothing. I was just checking it out. The raised hand.
Okay. Anyways, okay. So that's the first practical halach to learn from this daf. That really you should be careful that. So one thing for sure, if you miss all the minyanim, let's say you get home 12 o'clock at night, then you should daven Maariv before you eat, for sure. Yeah. Now we get to the next practical halacha.
Just to clarify, tonight, if you were working, you were allowed to eat before Maariv because you could have a minyan later?
Correct. But tonight, a lot of the minyanim, they don't have later because a lot of people daven early. So if they're not having that minyan later, then you would not be able to eat.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Amar Mar, yeah. So Kaira Kriya Shema Mispal. So what's the order? This is interesting because you think like just the order that we do by Maariv is across the board. That's what you're supposed to do. You daven Birchos Kriya Shema, V'huracham, Birchos Kriya Shema, Shema, and then Maariv, and then Shemona Esrei. But it's not simple. This Gemara, we're going to see that's a disagreement. Amar Mar, Kaira Kriya Shema Mispal. Clearly, from this Gemara, first thing you do is read Shema, and then you daven Maariv. Meaning Shemona Esrei, Misayei Leil Rav Yochanan. This is a proof to Rav Yochanan. Amar Rav Yochanan, Ezu ben Olam Haba. Who is somebody that's going to go to Olam Haba? And this is actually a pretty easy way to get to Olam Haba if you really think about it. All you got to do is be Saimach the Ga'ula to Tefillah. Now, what's Ga'ula? Ga'ula is Baruch Atah Hashem, Ga'al Yisrael. And then you got to do that before you daven Shemona Esrei, and therefore you are going to go to Olam Haba if you do that. Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi.
We don't do it.
What?
That's so easy.
We do it. We're going to go. What's with Hashkivenu? We'll get to that. Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, Omer, Tfilas be'emtza tiknum. Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi disagrees, and he says Maariv is supposed to be Shemona Esrei and then Shema, not the way we do it. That's a machlokes Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi and Rabbi Yochanan. But my community, what is the argument about? What are they meaning? What's a pshat in the disagreement? Iba yisem akra, iba yisem svara. You can have that they're having the disagreement about how you read the pasuk, and you have the disagreement about stam and a svara. Iba yisem svara. It's a svara the Rabbi Yochanan svara geula me'orta nami havi. The geula started at night, and I think people think that we went out of Mitzrayim at night. We went out of Mitzrayim during the day, but it started at night. The ball got rolling at night. But the real
During Marcus Bechoros?
Yes, so that's when the ball got rolling. But Lemaisa Klal Yisrael didn't leave until day. So Savar Geula me'orta nami havi. The Geula was also at night. Orta means at night. Ela Geula ma'al Yisrael havi. But it wasn't the legit Geula. That wasn't until the day. Ela Atzafra until the morning. So therefore, but there was some sort of Geula at night. So therefore, since there was a Geula at night, therefore we have to make sure we say Ga'al Yisrael at Maariv before we daven Shemona Esrei. Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi Savar Kimin Delay Havi Ela Mitzafra. Since the Geula, the bottom line is the Geula did not happen. We did not get out of Mitzrayim until the day. Lo Havi Geula Mal Yisrael. There was not considered a Geula, and therefore at night there's no reason to say Ga'al Yisrael before Shemona Esrei. Now the Mishnah Brura, I forgot what simon it is, Reish Lamed Hey or whatever it is, discusses why you need to say Geula. Why do you need to have Geula before Tefillah? What does one have to do with the other? So he says a mashal. I think it's from the Torah. He says a mashal that if you go knock on the king's door, right, and you're asking the king for whatever it is that you're asking for, which is what we're doing by Shemona Esrei. What? What do you mean? I mean, it's Rashi. I'm sorry. I'm jumping the gun because I really want to discuss what the Mishnah Berurah says on that. right? But yes, I'm sorry. It's Rashi brings it here too in the left. Should we read it inside? Do we have time? Are we running out of time? 10:28. Yeah, so we're running out of time. So we don't have to. Anyway, so the mashal is right here that there's somebody who the king loves. He comes and he knocks on the door of the king, and when the king is on his way to him, he books out, right? So then the king says, "Okay, I'm not. I see the guy walking away from the door, so I'm not gonna come to the door, right?" So therefore, what you want to do is you want to talk to Hashem about how thankful you are for how He redeemed you before you daven to Him, right? So that's why there would be this importance of Gula Tefillah. But what Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi and Rabbi Yochanan are having a disagreement is whether that's necessary at night. By Shachris, everybody says you need Gula Tefillah, right? That's why Gal Yisrael is immediately preceding, is put right before Shemini Esrei, right? So that's the pshat and the machlokes. It's just a svara. Or the other way could be a psuk. They're both dash in the same pasuk. It says when you go to sleep. First it says sleep, and then it says you get up. We compare going to sleep to getting up. Just like when you get out of bed, Kriya Shema goes first, and then Tefillah. So which one is closer to the bed? Kriya Shema. So Av Shchiva Nami Kriya Shema V'Akach Tefillah. So then by Shchiva Av Shchiva Nami, when you go to sleep, Kriya Shema V'Akach Tefillah, then you do Kriya Shema then Tefillah. Rabbi Shua ben Levi. What?
That's not closer to bed.
That's.
You're saying because everyone's masking like Shachar. You need if you're makish the night to the day, everyone's masking the day has to have.
You need right.
So you're saying if you're makish the night to the day, so then the night also should also have the same thing. Depends how you makish it.
Yeah, no, sorry, that wasn't. Yeah, that's the way I said that was incorrect. Makima Kriya Shema v'Achakach Tefillah. When you get up, first you're doing Kriya Shema and then Tefillah. Av Shchiva Nami Kriya Shema v'Achakach Tefillah. So Shchiva also the same thing. We're comparing going to sleep to waking up. Rabbi Shua ben Levi Savar Maka Shchiva L'Kima Makima Kriya Shema Samach L'Mitasi. I explained the wrong sheet in that. Rabbi Shua ben Levi Savar Maka Shchiva L'Kima. You compare Shchiva L'Kima Makima when you get up Kriya Shema Samach L'Mitasi. Kriya Shema comes first. Av Shchiva Nami Kriya Shema Samach L'Mitasi. Shchiva also the Kriya Shema goes closer to the bed. So therefore you daven Shemini Esrei first, and then you say Kriya Shema. Right? That's the psukim. Yeah. So Ravina asked the kasha in the evening you say two first and then two after. Two brachas, right? By Maariv we say two brachas before Shema, and two brachas after Shema. And if you say you need smichas gula tefillah, Naftali, it's your question. You don't have smichas gula tefillah. You have to say the bracha of Hashkivenu, which is a separation between Gal Yisrael and Shemini Esrei. We're going to say that since the Rabbanon were Masak and Hashkivenu, so it's one long Geula. Because if you don't say that, then how do you do it by Shachris? Rabbi Yochanan says, at the beginning of Shemini Esrei, you say Hashem Svasei Tiftach, you say Yulratzin. Right? So how do you say Hashem Svasei Tiftach if that's in between Gal Yisrael and Shemini Esrei? Ella Hasam Kivin Tetkinu Rabbanon L'Meimar Hashem Svasei Tiftach. Since the Rabbanon said to say it, so it's Tefillah Richtadami. It's considered like one long Tefillah. Hachanami Kivin Tetkinu Rabbanon L'Meimar Hashkivenu Kegula Richtadami. So basically, anything that Chachamim say is considered a Geula Richta. Did I just mess this thing up? What? So now
video, yeah, I could see.
I know, because somebody the phone has been texting like mad.
Fasting Shiloh should be over.
Yeah, now we're up to the evening Shiloh's Vamev and Yavin. Yeah. my
What
phone.
What time of the day is that?
My phone is Milachleches Badam, which I tell you. Right?
Very good.
Anyways.
Very good.
Aaron's why you like that one, huh? So, okay. So now, basically, what we have here is that you need to be Samech Gula L'Tefillah, and that's the way we paskin like Rabbi Yochanan. Look at the Tosfos. We don't have time to do the Tosfos, but what's with saying Baruch Hashem liable, right? So Tosfos says, and we'll just say it outside, is that basically, and the Mishnah Berurah brings us too, is that basically in the back then they were afraid that people were going to leave shul, and they weren't going to have patience to wait around for everybody to finish Shemona Esrei. So Yiru Einenu, Baruch Hashem, is got 18 mentions of Hashem's name, and therefore that's like a mini Shemona Esrei. So they instituted that like this. You can at least daven that if people are not going to be patient to wait for you in shul. So that's considered part of Shemona Esrei, and there it's part of what the Chachamim were misaken, and therefore that's not a hefsek. The gra,
people don't say it.
In Shayoshev, the gra. So basically, the gra. It's interesting. The gra and Chabad, the gra and the Shulchan Aruch Harav, were both in agreement on this that you don't say it, which is why Shayoshev does not say it. And in Eretz Yisrael, nobody says it, not even the Sfardim. Nobody's really clear why in Eretz Yisrael it was developed. Probably from the gra, right?
But don't allow Chassidim stop and forget.
So it depends what's going on. If it's a time that nobody's in a rush, then they don't say it. They will say it. If not, I think that's their svara. I don't know, but sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Yeah. So the Gra said not to do it. If you are going to, the Mishnah Berurah says like this. There's a few halachas the Mishnah Berurah says it's kedai to hear. So if you normally say it and you're in a minyan that doesn't say it, then for sure you should skip it, right? But Rav Moshe writes in the tshuva that if you, like us, let's say Damini Shifrak, they do say it, and you keep Shayashim, meaning it, you don't say it. He says you should extend your Shema and your Hashkivenu so it looks like you're saying it. You know, a lot of us, what we want to do is we want to show everybody that we don't say it. So we sit there, with a stolz that we're not saying it. That's what Rav Moshe says not to do. Slow up your Shema so that you look like you are saying it.
Why is Minig HaMakom doesn't apply here?
Because it's a hef. Lemaisa, the Gra holds it's a hefsek. So since he holds it's again, you want to go to Olam Haba. So according to the Gra, you're not going to Olam Haba if you say Baruch Hashem, because it's a hefsek between the Gאולה and the Shemona Esrei. So therefore, just slow it up so that you're not doing different, right? So 1 second. So that's the thing. Now, if you come late to shul by Maariv, do you say Shemona Esrei first, or do you say Birchas Kriya Shema? So the halacha is very clear that minyan by Maariv. See, here we have a disagreement whether we say Gula Letfilah at night or not. So we paskin, the Mishnah Berurah says this, that if you come late to minyan by Maariv, you damage Shemona Esrei first, because minyan is more important than smichas Gula Letfilah. Though you might miss your Olam Haba, so don't make a habit of doing this, right? But minyan is more important. By Shachris, minyan is not more important, and by Shachris, even if you're going to miss davening with the minyan, you have to say Birchas Kriya Shema first, right? Same thing with Vishamru on Friday night. The same machlokes with the Gra. We don't say Vishamru. The Gra didn't say Vishamru. Neither does Chabad, and most everybody else does say Vishamru. It's interesting because Vishamru is not brought in Shulchan Aruch. It's brought in the Tur.
We spoke about this in Shir a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Did we? I don't even remember.
Yeah, and the Magen thing.
Yeah. But it's not brought in Shulchan Aruch to say Vishamru, right? Just Agav V'Shalom, it does come up. Yeah.
You do come late, and now you're making back up saying the first part of Maariv. Do you say Baruch Hashem? For those who have the minhag not to?
Yeah. Oh, you mean not to? You're right. It's a good question. That's stam in the Paiskim is even if you have the minhag to say it, should you say it later? Right. So it's a machlokes. Some say there's no reason to say it if you already daven Shemona Esrei, right? And that's by Shachris also. That's why the Chazan says Gal Yisrael low, because there's an issue whether you can answer Amen to Gal Yisrael before Shemona Esrei, right? So even though it's not brought in halacha that the Chazan should go low, Rabbi Yehuda and Sheyosh is very makpid that the Chazan should say Gal Yisrael out loud because it doesn't say it anywhere. But that's where the minhag comes from, that everybody says Gal Yisrael together. But again, there are many shittas that hold that you could answer Amen to Gal Yisrael. We just don't want to put ourselves into this issue since it is so important to do Gula Letfilah. What?
You shouldn't answer.
No, you do answer because Amen is part of that. Yes.
You can answer Amen. You can answer Amen. So what's the difference between at night and the day in terms of Gula? You're not.
I think Pshat is because during the day, Gula Letfilah is for sure a Chiyuv because there's a Machlokes. Right? But you're also having Kaddish. You're also having Kaddish. Right, so once you're having Kaddish, because that's considered part of the Tefillah. It's Tefillah Arichta.
One second, but the Amen to Gula is not part of the Tefillah.
Yeah, but once you're saying Amen to Kaddish, you can also say Amen to Gol Yisrael.
I'm saying, but then you don't have the Smicha.
Well, you're not having the Smicha either way. Once you're being Maariv the Tefillah, you can enter Amen.
So what's the gross problem then? If you're not anyways going to be actually saying
no, because what the Chachamim instituted to extend the Birchas Kriya Shema, so then that's okay. So then you might as well answer Amen.
Is it bridge too far? Say go ahead and say Baruch.
That's what I think. Yeah.
The Chacham we're instituting it anyways.
Yeah. Okay. We'll discuss it after because I want the Olam to go to sleep and get themselves a good night's sleep. Yeah. Amar Rabbi Lazar, Amar Ravina, Kala Amar Tila. These are easy Gemara, very quick. Amar Ravina, Amar Rabbi Lazar, Amar Ravina, Kala Amar Tila David B'chal Yom. Anybody who says Tehillah L'David, which is Ashrei 3 times, Shalish Pa'amim, Muftach Lo Yishuv Olam Haba. You're also going to Olam Haba. So far we have another easy thing to do to get to Olam Haba. My timer, okay. Why is it so important? If it's because it Aleph Beis, name Ashrei Timim Derech to Asib Timnaya up and say Kuf Yutes, which has 8 Alephs, meaning the whole Kuf Yutes goes with 8. So say Kuf Yutes 3 times a day. Try that, yeah. Elam Mishum de Isbei. So that's obviously it's not because of Aleph Beis. So it must be because the Isbei Peseches Yedecha, right? Which you're supposed to say with a lot of concentration. So then name Halal Agadol. So why don't we say Halal Agadol, which is we say on Shabbos morning by Psuka de Zimra and by the Seder, and it ends with Kilo Olam Chasdai. Right? It's also the same thing as Pesach Es Yedecha. Elam Mishum de Isbei Tarti. Ashrei has both. It's Aleph Beis and it says Pesach Es Yedecha. How come Ashrei skips the letter Nun? The letter Nun is in a pasuk about when it says the destruction of the haters of Yisrael. That's a lashon of Sagi Nor. We don't want to say destruction of Yidden, so we say destruction of those that hate Yidden. Yisrael. They will, the Klal Yisrael would fall, it will no longer get up. The Maariv, they teach that pasuk differently. Nafla, v'loy taisef linpal oid, kum b'sulas Yisrael. They put a comma in Nafla, and the light ties of Linpal Oid, and they will no longer fall. Kum b'sulas Yisrael, Klal Yisrael will get up. So that's the way Maariv worked around this pasuk. Amar Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak afilu hachi Chasid Dovid u'samchan b'ruach hakodesh shenemar saimach Hashem l'chol hanoflim. David Ruach hakodesh did write a pasuk that is positive about Klal Yisrael, that has saimach Hashem l'chol hanoflim. Hashem supports all that fall. Yeah, Let's do one more because tomorrow's daf is very long. Amar Rabbi Lazar bar Ravina Gadol Moshe and Michoel Yosef yeah, it's Amar Rabbi Lazar bar Ravina Gadol Moshe and Michoel Yosef and Gavriel. There's more. It's better. It's greater what says by Michoel than it said by Gavriel. Deal with Michoel ksiva Yov Elai Echad min Asrafim. It says one of the Srafim of the Malachim. Ve'elu Gavriel ksiva Ish Gavriel asher reisi b'chazayin b'tchilas muaf b'yav. So that's double lashon. So obviously, Gavriel is more than Michoel. My mashra dai echad Michoel. Who? How do you know that it's referring to Michoel? Amar Rabbi Yochanan asya echad ksiva chavayof elai echad min asrafim. It was flying one of the srafim. Ksiv hasam v'hinei Michoel echad minha sar harishayim. Bo lazreini. So Tana Michoel ba'achas Gavriel b'shtayim Elio ba'arba malach hamavas b'shmayna. Anytime Michoel had to do something, it took him one stop. Gavriel had to make 2 stops. Elio makes 4 stops. Malach Hamavas makes 8 stops before he gets to his destination. But when it's a Shasa Magefa, then the Malach Hamavas only goes in 1 shot because obviously he's doing a lot of killing. All right. Any questions? Any ha'aras? No? Fine. The Olam should have a good night. It's been a pleasure.
Okay.
You got my voice now?
I got your voice, no, but you got to find out what everybody else is saying.